Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we'll talk about all things Disney,
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in news and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when the jungle had never jingled.
This is episode 43, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party 2023.
Or, fireworks, Snope, and free cookies? I am so in.
So now, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure. Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 43 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
Today's topic is very Christmassy, very topical, very holiday-ish.
It is indeed.
We're going to talk about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Not Mickey's Not So Scary Party.
I know that I keep calling it that for some reason.
Mickey's Not So Scary Christmas Party.
It definitely was not so scary, but yet Jack and Sally are there. That's crazy.
Well, they're there for Christmas.
Yes, I guess they have multiple holidays, don't they? So we just got back from a trip to Walt Disney World where we spent a day at Epcot and a day, or an evening, I should say, at Mickey's Not So Scary. See?
There it is again.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom. So we're going to discuss about what we did during the party. We're also going to discuss what we did before the party, because the party doesn't start until 7 p.m., but you can get in the Magic Kingdom as early as 4. But what do you do before that? Well, what did we do before that?
Well, let's talk about some basics. So we have covered the party in the past as a sort of theoretical party when we were just discussing if you would go for the Mickey's Not So Scary or Mickey's Very Merry. So if you want to hear more specifics on the basic things, you want to check out episode number 26. And that's where we debate Christmas versus Halloween parties.
I still like both of them myself.
I do too.
Apparently Jack and Sally do too.
They are very popular. Now, if you're a fan of the movie, I want to know if you consider it a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie. I personally think it can go any time of the year.
Well, it's like saying, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Well, of course it is.
Of course it is. Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that a debate?
I don't know. It's got Christmas music, Christmas trees,
it
a Christmas
takes place
party.
Literally at Christmas.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a Christmas movie. So anyway, go watch Die Hard and then come back. And so Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party does take place at the Magic Kingdom. It is not every night of the week. You're going to want to check the current calendar to see when that is. But the dates it runs this year are November the 9th through December 22nd. When we just looked at the calendar today, when we're recording this, there were 4 nights still available in December.
Yeah, it's a very popular party, and in conjunction with Jollywood Nights over at the Hollywood Studios, make up the bulk of what Disney does for Christmas.
And then Festival of the Holidays, of course, at actual Christmas time during December.
And the stuff over at Animal Kingdom. Okay, so there's a lot more around the resort than just the 2 parties.
But as far as ticketed events go,
right, it's
these
those
are the 2.
And they are both selling out quickly. So if you do plan on going, get your tickets now. Because,
like right now.
The only tickets left were for mid-December. So yeah, if you want to go around Christmas,
too. No holiday, no weekends left.
Yeah, nothing. Just some weekdays.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, just plan your vacation accordingly. Prices ran from $159 to $199. The dates that are left are a little closer to Christmas, so they're going to be on that higher end. You want to check that out. Again, like Rod said, the time that you'll be there, the party is from 7 p.m. to 12 midnight, but you can enter at 4 p.m.
Yeah, and actually at 4 p.m., if you are able to get in that early, because you'll notice when you get there, there's a long line of people waiting to get in. You'll be able to get your ornament this year right as you enter the park, because they send you down that little side channel on the right-hand side of Main Street. And there's Snope, and there's marching red guys with, what are those called? The metal guys.
Toy soldiers?
Toy soldiers, yeah. And some snow angels that are
very
right creepy. Out of Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah, very creepy.
Oh, you know what they look like? If you've been to Disneyland or Disneyland Tokyo, they look like the snow angels that are in the Haunted Mansion Nightmare Before Christmas overlay.
Oh my gosh,
As soon as you come
so
into
right.
the graveyard, there's a giant snow angel,
The
and
ones
that's
with
what it looks like.
with the horns.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's why they're creepy.
So they're a little creepy. Well, and they're giant. So, yeah.
But
So
they're friendly.
that
They're
was festive.
Friendly snow angels. Yeah.
So, yes, do not miss out on getting your ornament when you first get in the park. But before that, we're going to talk about what we did during the day, because as we mentioned, you can't get into the party until 4 o'clock unless you have a ticket to Magic Kingdom that day. The party is a separate ticket, so if you are going during the day and you're going to the party, you are paying twice.
Generally, the Magic Kingdom will be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on party days. Closing a little earlier, but they do open an hour earlier than normal, too.
Very true. So you do get your day's worth even on a party day, but a lot of people choose to spend their day elsewhere if they're not going to park hop. So it can be a lighter day if you are there during the day. So how do you spend that time between morning and 4 p.m.? We did see some people camping out, waiting to get in at 4 p.m.
Not recommended, though, because when we got there at about, 4:15 or so, there's a line out front that they ran you through, but it got in very quickly.
Very quickly.
So had we waited for an hour ahead of time, we would have been very sad that we waited for an hour ahead of time, because it only took about maybe 15 minutes to get through the queue, even after the party had just started.
Yeah, it moves super quickly because they're not waiting for anything. They're just going in. So we took our own advice, which is not always the case, so that was good. So we decided to do the party instead of a full day at Magic Kingdom, so we were not paying twice the ticket price. So we decided to do sort of a daytime, non-alcoholic
Monorail crawl.
monorail crawl.
Yeah, I mean, it could be looked at as a resort crawl, but we took the monorail, so we're going to call it the non-alcoholic monorail crawl.
Now, I did put a big dramatic pause there after non-alcoholic, because we did do day drinking, but the bars
Well, of
don't
course
open
we did.
at the resorts. Most of the time people do a monorail crawl to sample the different pubs at the monorail hotels, because you don't have to drive. There's lots and lots of options, some really unique options. Those bars don't open until 3:30 and 4 o'clock. So we started off our day by sleeping in a little bit.
Yay.
Definitely a luxury, especially on a Disney day. Hardly ever allow ourselves to do that. So we slept in a little bit. We went and got a very leisurely breakfast that we're going to talk about a little bit.
Before that, even though,
what
we
did we
parked at the Magic Kingdom and paid for preferred parking so that we were right up front. So after spending a whole day walking around the party, we didn't have very far to walk on the way out.
Which was excellent planning. That was Rod's idea. I had thought we would just go, because we had a reservation at Contemporary. I was thinking, well, we'll just go park at Contemporary. We'll go in. No. Much better plan, because after the party, we were all very, very grateful to have the car so close.
Yeah. But from there over to the Contemporary, it's just an easy monorail ride over to where we had breakfast, which was...
We went to Steakhouse 71 at the Contemporary.
We did, and it was so good.
But a quick note before we jump in there about the monorails. So when you're at the TTC, you do have 3 different options as far as monorails go. So you want to make sure you're hopping on the one that you mean to hop on. Don't just jump in the shortest line. It will not be the one you want it to be.
That's for sure.
So look at the little signs, but you can go to the Express, which will just take you to Magic Kingdom and back. You can go to Epcot, or the one that we opted for is the one that goes to the 3 hotels that are on the monorail loop and Magic Kingdom, of course. So that one takes a bit longer to get around, but that's the only way to get to those monorail hotels. So that's the one that we opted for. We had a car to ourselves. Like, it was a very, very nice time to be on the resort monorail. So that is actually a tip. That time of day, you can take that resort monorail. It takes a little bit longer to get around, but you will be on the monorail a lot sooner. So if you consider that an attraction, you can get on your first ride without much of a wait at all, and it'll still take you to Magic Kingdom. So there's a little tip for you. But we opted to take it to the Contemporary Resort. And way down, if you go down the escalators, you will find Steakhouse 71.
I opted for the Waltz hash, which,
Waltz prime rib hash.
Yes, with prime rib from probably the night before, but that's okay. It was fantastic. And the nice thing is they have a day drinking menu that starts with breakfast. So I had the unlimited mimosas times 5. And it was a great way to start the morning off. What'd you have, sis?
Our friend Catherine was with us, and we opted to share because that's kind of what we do. And we did the Floridian Benedict. So it was an Eggs Benedict, which is very shareable, perfect for sharing. And it had a crab cake on there. And it was absolutely phenomenal. It was so good. Our niece and nephew and their new baby joined us. We got to meet him. Hi, Sawyer. And then they had a couple of things, but one of the things they had was the avocado toast. And it was absolutely delicious.
It absolutely was one of the best avocado toasts I've ever tasted.
It had a caramelized onion jam on it, and avocado and radishes. Oh my gosh.
And I think it was dipped in crack. Because seriously. Thank you again, Shelby and Mike, for sharing that with us, because, wow, it was good.
It was so good. I would highly recommend that. We also we got a pancake for the table. That's normal, right?
Like you do.
People do that. But it was the last week of their fall seasonal pancake, which was pumpkin spice, and I am a basic white girl, so I had to get that. It was very, very good, and again, highly recommend. Okay, and I also had a day drinking beverage to start off the morning, and it was the 1971 Sunset tequila, hog juice, rosemary, grenadine. It was really, really good. So that was, it was an excellent way to start the day. The service was some of the best service we've ever had on Disney property, and that is saying something. He was great.
The whole staff. Fantastic. I have to give a big shout out to the whole staff. Even the people that just brought out the drinks and brought out the food and seated us above par. I mean, yes. We expect that for Disney because, I mean, again, being cast members, we know what it means to give good service. But this was amazing service.
Above and
beyond. Thank you again for the Steakhouse 71 team. You guys are great.
So after a very leisurely breakfast, we proceeded to go upstairs to the main promenade on the, what do they call that?
The Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon Concourse. And we did some shopping.
Lots of shopping, actually.
We did.
And, yeah, I'm not much of a shopper, but I really enjoy doing the resort shops. And so we went through Fantasia and BVD. No, that's
I don't think that was it.
We went through all of the stores, basically, up there in the Grand Canyon Concourse. And it was a really fun way to just kind of introduce the hotel to our friend Catherine.
Stop by to see the 5-legged goat.
We did. We had to show her the Mary Blair wall. And, I absolutely love the inside of the Contemporary.
While we're on the 5-legged goat, we should also say that, well, first of all, on the Steakhouse 71 menu, there's a drink called the 5-legged llama.
Yeah, is it a goat or it's a llama?
It's a goat.
I'm going to say is the goat a llama?
Yeah, I'm a llama again! Wait.
I just think that's so weird. But also, the Grand Floridian is famous for the giant gingerbread house, and we'll get to that in just a second. But there is also a gingerbread house at the Contemporary. A lot of the resorts have them. But on the one at the Contemporary, you need to find all the hidden Mickeys. There's a bunch of hidden Mickeys on it. I think there were 20. And there's also a hidden 5-legged goat. So you've got to find those. It's super fun, and it's very, very cute. I'll post a picture of that.
It's actually a gingerbread castle, too, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that was really super cool. So they're all different at the different resorts. Seeing one does not mean you've seen them all. So it was really a good time of year to be doing this.
Yeah. So our next stop was the Polynesian Village Resort. We didn't spend a lot of time here, but we did get off and go through the shops. So Boutique, which is one of my favorite store names ever, and the Moana shop. I don't remember what they called it now, but one upstairs, one downstairs. And we looked at the Hawaiian shirts and the Hawaiian cookies and the Hawaiian plush.
Hawaiian Loungeflies that I did not buy, but was very, very tempted.
Thank you. You showed some restraint. That was good.
I did.
Well, then we hopped back on the monorail, and next stop, of course, was the G-Flow.
Grand Floridian.
Where I ended up buying a $100 shirt.
Technically, it was $93.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Disney Visa discount.
And speaking of exclusive G-Flow merchandise, they also have a Loungefly and ears that are absolutely gorgeous. They have the G-Flow logo all over them, the very fancy G and F. And they are beautiful cream color with the blue. Oh my gosh, so pretty. If you want some just ears to feel fancy with, those are the ones you need to get. So
if it's from G-Flow, you're fancy.
They are beautiful.
Can't afford to stay there, but we can buy stuff that looks like we did.
I like that theory. Wait a minute. I need to go back. So that was fun. And of course, this is where the giant famous gingerbread house is. That is also a shop where the line went all the way to the other line side of the lobby to buy a shingle. So
yeah, we were going to do it, but it had about an hour wait. So we were thinking, well, instead of that, let's go have some lunch at Gasparilla Island Grill. And wow, I had not eaten here in a long time. And they sure upped the game on their food.
They really have.
I had the Italian sandwich on a focaccia, and oh wow, it was really good. Just filled with meat and cheeses. And I'm drooling thinking about it. But
this is just a quick service location. There's nothing fancy about it, even though it's at the G-Flow. So if you want something a little more casual, this is where to go if you're over there.
Yeah, and they have burgers and sandwiches and grab-and-go salads and drinks and things like that.
That's actually what I did. I ended up getting the Greek salad, which was just a grab-and-go, but it was so good. We also had to try the mac and cheese. We have heard other people on the airwaves, on the interwebs, say that it's the best mac and cheese on property. I don't know if that's true, but it was tasty. I'll give it that. It was very, very good, but is it the best? I don't know. What do you think? You tell us.
So anyway, that's what we did for our pre-party monorail crawl, I guess is the best way to put it.
So at that point, we took all of our purchases. We had giant bags that we didn't want to carry to the party. So since we were still on the monorail, we just took that monorail right back to TTC, dropped off all of our purchases in the car, and proceeded to the party.
Again, this is why we had preferred parking, so that we could do this. We thought this out. So use that as a, if you're going to do this kind of thing, use that as a tool. It's going to cost you an extra $20 more than the average parking. Right now it's $30 for parking normally, and about $50, depending on the day. It can be $50 or $55 or $60. With an annual pass, it's about $20 or $25, I think, actually, is what we found out. And it was worth it, because I was able to get off the monorail, take the stuff, throw it in the trunk, move the car up even closer, because now it's almost 4 o'clock, and then we made our way to the party.
Yay! Back to Magic Kingdom! So at this point, it was about 4 o'clock. We stood in line for maybe 10 minutes before it started moving.
Yeah, and we were in within 15 minutes.
Yeah, it went fast.
Everybody that had camped out since 2 o'clock was going, oh, didn't really need to do that.
Yeah, but we got in quickly. We got our we got our wristbands.
Yes, wristbands were right there as you walked in at this time.
Yes, so look for that cast member. They're handing them out right there. You just show them your little thing. They give you your wristband. You're good for the night. Make sure that you do not tighten it, because it will not untighten.
Yeah, it's like a tourniquet. If it starts to tighten, it's just going to keep getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And we saw people all night long trying to tear at that thing.
Yep.
And if you have littles, make sure they know not to touch it, because as soon as they start to pull on it, it's not going to get any looser. So if that happens, go into any of the stores, allow them to cut it off the wrist of the little, or if it's you, and ask the cast member where you can pick up another wristband. After the party's already started, it's mandatory that you have it, so make sure to do that immediately. Take the one that was cut to the locations in the park that have the wristbands, and they'll replace it for you or your child.
And as a side note, they do check that you've got those wristbands. So if you're with a party and you're thinking, well, they all got wristbands, but I missed out, that was sold out by the time I wanted to go or whatever, you will not be able to just sneak in with them.
We even saw people at the restrooms in Adventureland being turned away from the restrooms in Adventureland because they didn't have a wristband, and told, hey, there's restrooms on Main Street, head towards the exit.
Don't let the gate hit you on the way out.
Yeah. And I heard another lady go, oh, this must be the rich people's club. Like, no, we paid the same thing for the party ticket that you paid for your day ticket. We're just here later than you are. Anyway, please.
We just made a different choice.
Yeah, don't try to sneak into the party, because it won't work.
It won't, so
save yourself. And don't be mean to the cast members. If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a ticket. I'm sorry, but I shouldn't have to say that. But yet, I saw people at guest relations going, well, I should have been able to buy a ticket. And it's sold out, folks. Sorry.
Right.
So make sure you get your tickets now.
Right now. Stop what you're doing. Get
That's
them
right.
now.
We'll wait. Go ahead. Are you back? Okay, great. They're back. They got their
cool.
tickets. All right, great.
The other thing you might want to know that I was actually a little bit surprised by is literally everyone has some sort of Christmas gear on. So you expect that for Halloween. I did not know if it would happen for Christmas, and it did.
Christmas ears, Christmas shirts, Christmas costumes, Christmas onesies. I saw people
So many
walking
people
around.
in jammies.
Oh, my heavens. It was fantastic that people actually were there in Disney bounding Christmas. I loved it. I felt underdressed, actually, because all I had was a Disney shirt. Weird.
Catherine and I both got shirts on Amazon this year just because we wanted ones that were a little bit different from the ones that you can find in the park so that it wasn't the same as everyone else. And they have a great selection. So just take a look around. Amazon, Etsy, both fantastic places for ears and for shirts.
A couple things to note. Not all of the restaurants will be open. The sit-down locations will be closed. Some of the places like Columbia Harbor House and Tortuga Tavern are not serving food, but they're serving cookies. So make sure that if you are looking for some place to eat, that you kind of plan it out ahead. Eat before 6 o'clock when the restaurants will close. Or, like we found out, head to Adventureland and go to the world-famous spring roll cart. It was open into the party, folks.
We did not expect that. It was a lovely treat.
It was glorious, actually. It was a Christmas miracle, is what it was, actually.
Absolutely.
So we started off our night with
a very unexpected cheeseburger spring roll. So, and a pepperoni pizza spring roll. We did find out that you can split them among 3 people as long as nobody's hungry.
Harder to use the dip, of course, that comes with it, but we did make it work.
We absolutely did, and it was very, very worth it.
One of the other things we did right up front was stop by Guest Relations, City Hall, and get Catherine her first-time pin. First visit pin, right, and which is free, which we've mentioned in other episodes. You can get those from the stores or from Guest Relations. And then we took it over to the Christmas shop in Liberty Square, which did stay open until midnight for the party, and we had it personalized. This is a great, great treat for first-time kids, first-time visitors, which probably a little weird to go to the party first.
But we did with Catherine. So
yeah, exactly.
So the button, like Rod said, is free. It has characters on it. It says first visit. It's super cute. To personalize it does cost some money. So it was $5 to add her name, and it's $5 to add the year. So we went ahead and did both of those. For
under $15, we had a great personalized Christmas gift, really.
And it's super cute. It turned out really cute. So I'll post a picture of that because she sent me one after the fact because I forgot to take one on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But very, very cute. From 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock when the general public is still in there and partygoers, it is very, very, very busy. Don't let this discourage you. As soon as 6 o'clock hits and people start clearing out, it was really nice.
Yeah, it was a mass exodus. You would have thought the fireworks just went off because they all left. And we, our exclusive party, with the wristbands and the
Grey
Christmas
Poupon.
garb. Yes, we were able to get on the attractions then that evening with minimal waits.
All the attractions aren't open, but the ones that you want to go on probably are because all the main ones are. Some of them have holiday overlays. But the first thing we need to point out is that you can do the Tron virtual queue at 6 o'clock. So make sure that your party is in order on your app and you are ready to join at 6. Groups started getting called around 6:45, so just ahead of the party time. Our group got called
about 8 o'clock. It wasn't too long. Yeah.
It was not very long. Tron is gorgeous at night. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that canopy lights up after dark, and I mentioned this actually in our last episode, and it is stunning to see. During the Christmas party, we were able to walk right up and get into the attraction with a minimal wait with the virtual queue. I think we waited maybe 10 minutes?
Maybe 10, yeah.
Yeah, so the virtual queue during the day, you can wait up to 90 minutes. I've heard even longer waits when the park is busier, even with virtual queue. So during the parties, we were able to get in really quick.
Now, this was our first time riding Tron. So this is Tron Light Cycle Run. It is the newest ride at Disney World. It is the newest ride at Magic Kingdom. It is based on Tron and Tron Legacy, the 2 Tron films. And I loved it. It was so much more than I thought it was going to be.
The launch is amazing. It's linear induction, so it is a slower build-up than what you'd be used to from like Rock and Roller Coaster, which is just that snap, that 0 to 55 Thanos snap that you get on that attraction. It's a slow build that just keeps getting faster and faster and faster and faster, and then you're outside under the canopy with the lights following you, and it's magical is about the best way to put it. It
really is.
Absolutely intoxicating feeling on that attraction.
That launch, I hear it only goes 55. I swear we were going like 90. Like, it feels like you're just flying. Like Rod said, it's a very short attraction. It's not a long ride. It doesn't go upside down. It doesn't do anything all that thrilling past the launch, but it is so much fun.
Yeah, it's mostly indoors. There's a storyline that goes along with it where you're Team Blue, and there's other teams that you're going against in the light cycle race that you see in the first and second film.
You go against Team Orange. They're the bad guys.
Team Orange, yeah. And let's just say it doesn't end well for them.
Spoilers.
And you win every time. It's amazing. Yeah, spoiler alert.
We're just that good.
Yeah, we are just that good, yes.
I loved the whole vibe. It's the blue lights that you see on the shell outside as well, but it's carried on the inside because we are Team Blue. The loading area is beautiful. It's really, really well done. And I loved the moment that you've probably seen if you watched any videos on this ride, the moment where they digitize you. It's really cool. It's super cool. So that's basically sort of where you join the grid. You had a different opinion of the queue.
I had just kind of a different opinion. As when you first walk in and you're under the canopy, it's stunning. And you get into the building, and usually when you first walk into a queue for Disney, that first wow moment is as soon as you walk into the actual physical building. In Tron, you walk into a room painted black with a single door that opens up into the pre-show, and it really did feel kind of like I don't want to say Six Flags moment, but it felt like the budget cut room. And then everything else after that was great. I mean, the queue itself is stunning beyond that, because you go into a station that is very reminiscent of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a split station and got all the futuristic look and the Daft Punk vibe music going. It's fantastic. It's just that very first walk in, I was like, what's going on? Did they forget to paint this room? I don't know.
No, here's the thing. That I was the first one in line of the people when they went back into that hallway. And I had a very different impression of that hallway, just because I was first. Maybe it was because I was all excited for the ride, but I was like, oh, this is kind of cool because it's like such a mystery. Like, where are we going? What's going to happen? Totally different expectation, I think, than Rod had. But looking back in hindsight, you're absolutely right. Like, it was a hallway painted black. We might as well have been backstage. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what it kind of felt like. It's like when you get taken backstage after backing off on a ride or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the ride itself is fantastic. The seating configuration is a little different. It's a motorcycle type of attraction where you're leaned over. I found it very uncomfortable, just, I think, based on my age and my bad back. I think kids are going to love it. And then they have a seat at the very back of some of the vehicles that is just a standard coaster seat that has a lap bar, and you pull it down. You're seated rather than hunched over.
From that seat, there is a bar that you can grab that's farther in front of you, so you do sort of have a similar position to those on the bike. If you choose to do that, you can grab that bar in front of you, so you can get a similar vibe from the regular seat. You cannot take anything on with you. They've started doing the Space Mountain is now this way as well, but they do provide lockers. So here's the key. You can do it with your Magic Band to unlock the lockers, so wear your Magic Band. If you don't have a Magic Band and you're using your phone for your ticket, you can take your phone on, and there's a little space in front of you on the bikes to store your phone.
Like a glove compartment, actually.
Yes. But do not use your phone to open the locker and then put your phone inside the locker. You will be sad because you now have no way to reopen the locker.
And according to the cast member there, it happens all the time. Now, if you have nothing, the cast members that are standing by the lockers have a handful of cards that you can use as a one-time way to open the locker. to put stuff in, and then at the end to open the locker and get stuff out.
And of course, they can help you out if you did lock your one piece of way to get in there in the locker. They'll help you out, but just don't do it. This is your warning. So that was pretty much the Tron review there. In addition to Tron, we also were able to ride Pirates of the Caribbean. That was Catherine's first ride. We made sure that was her first one.
Because it's the best.
It's
Come
the
on, Pirates
best.
is the awesomest.
Even though it's Disney
The
World,
most
so
is
it's
awesome.
Pirates Light.
True.
It's still the best. So we started with that. We took her on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Right at sundown, which was gorgeous.
Oh, so good.
I love Thunder Mountain at sundown.
It is my favorite roller coaster at Disney. I know that's weird because it's not the fanciest, it's not the newest, it's not the fastest. It's just fun.
We also then did It's a Small World, and we did the TTA, which went through space.
The People Mover.
Yeah, the People Mover, which went through Space Mountain, and holy crap, it's loud in there.
So Space Mountain is one of the rides that has the holiday overlay. There's red and green lights flashing. There is very, very loud holiday music.
Think Mannheim Steamroller, but at 100 decibels. And when you're on the coaster, I'm sure it's just fine. But going through on the People Mover was just like, really? What are they doing in here?
Shut up! We're trying to knit!
But the lights are super bright. So you're basically riding it with the lights on. That track is not an attractive track. It is not meant to be seen. It's actually a lot scarier seeing the track because you realize how close you are to it when you're going around those corners. So just keep that in mind. I was not a fan of the lighting package that they did for that overlay, but it's a fun thing that they actually do one. So kudos for that.
Other attractions that have the overlay include the Mad Tea Party in Fantasyland, the Tomorrowland Speedway, the Jungle Cruise becomes the Jingle Cruise, and the Monsters Inc. laugh floor there in Tomorrowland. They do Christmas jokes, and they have little Christmas scarves and stuff. It's fun. It's really fun.
They're very cute.
But the Jingle Cruise. Oh, the Jingle Cruise. Why did we not have this when I was a Jungle Cruise skipper? Oh, my heavens. It's not just for the party. It's actually all season long at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
And it will get a very long queue.
Oh, yeah. It had a 90-minute queue when we walked in at 4 o'clock, and then later in the evening, we got on in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a complete overlay. They put presents and wreaths and trees and
Santa hats
and Christmas jokes.
All the jokes are Christmas and holiday related.
Except the backside of water. That's still O2H.
That's still the backside of water.
It's still the backside of water because, you have to.
We had Skipper Kelly, and she was incredible.
If anybody knows Skipper Kelly, give her a big shout out from the Epcotian Adventure. She was fantastic.
She made our night. She was just so funny. So that's actually how we ended our night. After everything, we did Jingle Cruise, and it was the perfect way to end an evening. So in addition to that, we also rode Haunted Mansion. So that was super fun. No overlay there like they do at Disneyland, just in case.
If you're Disney, are you listening? Mansion really needs that overlay from Disneyland. The Nightmare Before Christmas overlay is so brilliant. It would be great to have it at Magic Kingdom.
It's awesome. So we did miss that a little bit, but getting to do the regular mansion as Catherine's first mansion was good.
Also at the party are 5 locations where you can pick up cookies and a drink of some sort, and these are, of course, non-alcoholic drinks. So
Cocoa and eggnog and apple cider and, all of those kinds of
We
things.
stopped at Columbia Harbor House in Liberty Square and got the chocolate chip cookie with the cocoa. Other locations are Cosmic Rays,
the Lunching Pad in Tomorrowland, Tortuga Tavern in Adventureland, and Pinocchio's Village House in Fantasyland.
and each one of them has a different cookie and a different drink that's included with your ticket. You can go back as many times as you want and cookie yourself to death if you'd like.
But there's sugar cookies, there's gingerbread cookies, there's a red velvet cookie this year, there's a snickerdoodle.
And the chocolate chip.
Yes, and the chocolate chip.
And I think probably the least of those is that chocolate chip one. I keep hearing everybody loves the gingerbread cookie. I think that was
And the snickerdoodle.
Tomorrowland, as I recall, on that one.
They don't announce them ahead of time. You'll see there's a giant inflatable candy cane, and they're on the party map. Make sure you grab a party map on your way in.
Great example of something that you might forget to do on the way in.
Especially if you're like us and you know the park really well. You think, I don't need a map. you do for the party.
You do for the party. I would recommend if you don't grab one at the main entrance where you first walk in and where they're handing you your wristband or where they're giving you the ornament, then ask in the stores, and they should have copies of the party map available for you.
That map is going to be invaluable to you. That's going to show you where character meet and greets are. They're going to show you where those cookie locations are. They're going to show you where there's the little pop-up stands for photo locations. There's all kinds of things. You really, really want to grab that. So,
and come February, eBay! Just saying.
Yes, there's always that too. Okay, so the other party things that we should mention, there is a parade. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade does run twice. It'll run at 8:30 and then again at 11.
This is the one that you see on the holiday special on ABC.
Yes, and it's so cute. It is really, really just adorable. All the characters come out. There's so many characters that lead off the parade, so don't miss the very beginning. There's a ton of characters that are just dancing that are super cute.
And some ones you don't see very often. Clarice.
Yes.
Chip and Dale's girlfriend. I'm not sure which one
I don't know
she
how.
is.
I'm not asking too many questions.
I never thought of it that way. That's kind of odd, but she's on a float. Clarabelle Cow is out on one of the floats.
Yeah, Vanellope drives her little candy car. There's a whole bunch of them. Now, we did watch it from Frontierland Liberty Square, like kind of right on that line there, and it's a great spot to view the parade. It wasn't very crowded. There's curbs and planters you can actually sit on, stairs that you can sit on, so you don't have to be standing if your feet are killing you. This is a great location.
And
However,
if you can, go ahead. I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
now I'm curious what you were going to say.
I was going to say, see the 11 o'clock parade if you can.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because it's going to be a lot less crowded. Remember, too, that the parade starts over by Tiana's or Splash Mountain, whichever you want to call it, go ahead, and runs up along the riverfront and then across the Liberty Square Bridge onto Main Street and then down Main Street.
So you can see it at all of those places. It's going to go by, and it's going to be just as magical. But
now I'm curious what you were going to say.
I was going to say that it was fun in Frontierland, and it was less crowded, but it really is more magical on Main Street.
But yeah, there's something about the facade of Main Street
and the
parade.
castle.
It's the traditional place that we always saw the parade for Disneyland. So I think that's in our hearts. That's where you kind of almost have to watch the parade, but we did really enjoy it.
We did, and I enjoyed being less people-y.
Yes, that's the best part.
So there is that. We also had an interesting thing. If you happened to be there that night and you saw the empty gazebo go by,
what was up with that?
we were so confused. Like, stick a random dancing couple in there.
We saw the
It
parade
was
later
so weird.
on YouTube, and Snow White and
her prince.
and her prince were dancing. We're thinking, okay, somebody missed their call time for the parade because there's an empty float going by.
That was the weirdest thing. I have never seen that at Disney before.
My thought, it was probably they had people on there from A Bug's Life. So it was just so small you couldn't see them. Just
that
ants.
must have been it.
Yeah, it was Princess Ada and Flick. Yeah.
There we go. I like that theory.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Okay.
It was two ghosts from Haunted Mansion.
Oh, there you go. From the ballroom.
From the ballroom.
There we go. I like that. That's a great idea. We'll go with that one.
That was so fun. Yeah, I had never seen that before. So that was something. And then fireworks only happen once. So you want to make sure that you're seeing it. That's at 10 o'clock. And this is Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks Show.
Of course, everybody wants to see it from Main Street in front of the castle, which we did since Catherine was there for the first time. We saw it right there by Tomorrowland Terrace and had a great view of the castle projections. One thing to note, there are no actual projections on Main Street. So if you're used to seeing Happily Ever After and seeing the projections along the facades on Main Street, that doesn't happen in the Christmas fireworks, which means if you want to see it from someplace like the back of the castle in Fantasyland, if you don't really care about the projections and more fireworks are better for you, that's a great alternative.
It was a really fun show. I really enjoyed it. We were surprised to see that Tinkerbell flew. That was really cool. I didn't expect that at Christmas for some reason.
I don't think anybody did. Everybody, including the annual pass holders, seemed to go, oh!
It was really magical, so we enjoyed that a
It was
lot.
so cool.
And the fireworks were great. They kept using my least favorite Christmas carol, which made me a little upset, but, that's okay. I got over it and enjoyed the magic.
But it's Christmas time again.
Uh-huh.
Why do they keep singing that one? It doesn't feel that Christmassy. Sorry, Paul McCartney, but yeah.
Least favorite. But still magical. There is also a stage show that happens multiple times a night, including 11:55, so it can literally close down the night.
Yeah, we were walking out, didn't realize it was happening. We're like, is that a Kiss Goodnight? There's characters everywhere out on the castle stage, and nobody watching them. And we're like, are they rehearsing? What are they doing?
But it was pretty cool that it was happening as a way to end the night. That's kind of awesome.
It was a beautiful surprise. It really was.
So the castle itself is, of course, all lit up. They do not do the dream lights anymore. Very, very sad. Hopefully they'll bring those back sometime. But even without that, the castle is gorgeous. The lighting that they have on it is just stunning.
They have projection mapping on it, even when there's not the parade or the fireworks going on. So there's a very magical look to the castle all evening long after the sun goes down.
It was very, very pretty. So definitely get all the pictures. And you can use PhotoPass that night as well. They are out everywhere. The other thing that we wanted to mention is that there are exclusive party treats available at pretty much every location that's open. Every restaurant, every quick service that's open will have something that's exclusive to the party. We had a whole list of things we wanted to try. But
after the spring rolls, we were full.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But we did not try as many as we intended to.
And the soft serve.
But I do want to give one shout out because it was so, so good and unexpectedly the highlight of the night. And it was at Cosmic Rays. They have a holiday turkey burger. And it was the turkey burger, of course, with stuffing, provolone, cranberry chutney, and it was on a brioche bun, served with fries. It was so, so good. Much better than I expected it to be. Catherine actually ordered it and shared it with us so that we could try it and review it for the podcast. Mm-hmm. And she said that had it been just the turkey burger itself without all of the holiday stuff, it still would have been super good. So that's not normal for turkey burgers. So gonna highly recommend this one. And it is party exclusive. You cannot get it during the day.
Here's a little tip. If you would rather have just the turkey and the stuffing, you can ask for it without the bun, and they'll serve it to you just on a plate as a turkey sandwich, kind of. It's not a sandwich turkey. It's actually more like a holiday turkey that they serve. It's less burger and more just yumminess.
It was really good.
Yeah, you can ask for it without the bun and just do it as a meal.
So there's also party-specific merchandise. We're not going to go through all of that, but there's all the there's mugs and spirit jerseys and t-shirts and, all of the typical things that you're going to find and holiday exclusive that you can only buy during the party.
Yep, those are available at the Emporium and at Mickey's Star Trader in Tomorrowland.
And again, those are noted on that party map as well. So other than that, there's a ton of character meet and greets, all of which we missed because we were busy doing rides, which we do not recommend if you have been to the park a million times. Do all the party stuff.
So Jack and Sally are even there, just on the right-hand side as you walk in the same place you meet Mickey on Main Street. And it is party exclusive, so you have to have the wristband, but you can start lining up early for that. And I would recommend either doing it early or late, because by the time the party started, there was a 2-hour wait during our sold-out party. So, yeah.
You can also meet several of the regular characters, Mickey and Minnie and Pluto and the gang, over in Storybook Circus. And they are in their holiday outfits, not their normal outfits.
And the 7 dwarfs are all out.
And they've got festive scarves, too.
They only had like a 10-minute wait.
So definitely worth checking out. Check all of the places. If you want to meet a certain character, ask a cast member. But there's a lot of opportunities if that's your thing.
Also check the map. There are other bands and stuff around
And dance parties.
And dance parties around in Tomorrowland and in Frontierland. There was a bluegrass band near Country Bear Jamboree over at Frontierland. And there's a dance party over at the stage in Tomorrowland that included Nick and Judy and the Chipmunks. And in Cosmic Rays, they have a Disney Junior dance party with Fancy Nancy.
And some others. Vampiro was there. Some of the Disney Junior characters.
I was going to say, Fancy Nancy doesn't feel very Christmassy to me. But then
Doc McStuffins. They're all Disney Junior.
I don't really watch those. I guess maybe there's some Christmas tie-in I'm not aware of.
Well, we're old.
We are old.
It would be kind of creepy if we watched those.
A little bit, yeah. So that was our experience at Mickey's. Not
not so very...
Not so very merry, scary party. No, that was...
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
That's what it was.
And just to recap, we recommend eating before you go. We recommend trying the treats. Do the second parade after the fireworks.
Do the 6 p.m. Virtual queue for Tron.
And make sure you hit Jingle Cruise.
Yeah, Jingle Cruise is the bomb. and yeah, okay. Go ahead and do Space Mountain if you're younger than me.
Fair. That is fair. So all in all, I would highly recommend this. I think it is so much fun. It doesn't run much more than the cost of a regular day ticket, and I feel like we got on rides with little to no wait, plus all the very merriness going on around us. So much fun. Great way to kick off the holiday season. I am in the Christmas spirit. We came home and put up our tree. We're ready to do this thing. So definitely recommend.
So happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas from the Epcotian Adventure. Before we go, we'd like to give a big shout out to our social media coordinator, Riley Piper, audio engineers Joey Humphrey and Paul Trett, and logo designer Evan Piper. Our music composer is Jason Patrick Rowan and is licensed to Pond 5. And of course, thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, and subscribe. It really does help folks find us. And you can find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23. Thanks for joining us today for episode 43 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye. We wish you the merriest.